that he didn't want to come back, but it does confirm that the Pacers did not have the ability to match, which I think is disappointing. And look, the other thing that Pritchard said plenty, which is important to note here, is that, Miles is an unrestricted free agent. He can handle this however he wants. There's, at least, it doesn't seem to be much animosity in terms of how he handles things, but I think probably disappointed would be a fair word to describe it. And if you find out via Shams, then that tells you didn't have the opportunity to match, that Turner didn't come back, which is after 10 years here, I guess to me, that would be probably the most disappointing part. And look, he can make whatever decision he wants to make. That's how unrestricted free agency works. And he chose this one, and time will tell if it's the right decision. In the past, there have been examples. I'm thinking immediately of Lance Stevenson, where, guys potentially left for greener pastures and then regretted that down the line. For Miles' sake, I hope that doesn't happen for him. But that's the choice that he made. And, after 10 years here, and look, clearly he meant a lot to the city and vice versa. He truly immersed himself in Indiana and Indianapolis. I remember right when he got here, he's a 19-year-old, I think, and he was, handing out these packages to the homeless, and he began his Warm Initiative. I mean, this guy immersed himself in the city, the state, and in the franchise to a level that very few NBA players or professional athletes do. And so for me, I guess that was the surprise. He not necessarily that he left, but doing so in a way where you don't give the franchise that you've been with for 10 years, the opportunity seemingly to go back and to match an offer like that. I guess I'm a little bit disappointed in that. But again, Miles is open to make whatever decision he wants to make and whatever decision he feels like is the best for him. And I'm sure playing with Giannis is quite an enticing proposition. He plays a lot like Brook Lopez, and he's a younger version of him, still in his prime. So you can see why Milwaukee wanted him. The decision that you touched on to waive and stretch Lillard's contract is a wild one, and time will tell on if that pays off either. But, for the time being, the Pacers, kind of just have to readjust here. And, there are multiple players that can come back that have been with the organization. I think James Wiseman was officially announced today, and Kevin Pritchard confirmed that as well. And you just kind of move forward. And then the other, big takeaway I had from it was he made it very clear that he still got a big move type of mindset here in the not too distant future. He said that may not be today. It could be at the trade deadline, but he still envisions a potential big move coming in the not too distant future to kind of shape this thing how he wants it in the wake of losing Miles Turner, which is perhaps something that you couldn't do had Turner re-signed. So, this is a front office that's made nearly every single right call over the last 5 years or so, and I think they've more than earned the trust that, they can get